To draw Lewis dot structures, I teach this with 3 steps. Some people have more or less steps, but for Gen Chem, 3 steps about covers most molecules you're going to draw. The first step is to get your total electron count of the atoms, including the charge present. Second step is to make one bond between the atoms. And the third step is to check octets. Now, when steps 1 and 3 are fulfilled, then you have a good Lewis dot structure. And you cycle through these 3 steps slowly, one at a time, until steps 1 and 3 are checked out. Let's draw the Lewis dot structure for N2. Now we're only concerned with the valence electrons for nitrogen. So the valence electrons for nitrogen, there are 1, 2. There are only 5 valence electrons in nitrogen. We're not concerned about the core electrons. So we have 2 nitrogens. So that means we have 10 electrons total. So our final Lewis dot structure has to contain 10 electrons, no more and no less. Let's start by making one bond in between them. One bond in between these 2 atoms right here. And then we're going to check our octets. Okay, this guy needs a lot more electrons. He needs 6 more electrons. So now that nitrogen has 8 electrons. This nitrogen over here has only 2, so it needs 6 more. When I was counting the octets, if you think I'm double counting the bond in between the nitrogens, you're correct. It is a covalent bond, a sharing of electrons. So it gets counted for both. So my octets are checked out. I'm going to make sure I only have 10 dots, electrons in my structure. I have more than 10 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 14 electrons. I have 4 too many electrons. I'm going to stick to the steps and just follow them slowly. This isn't a race. So now I'm going to make one more bond in between them. Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. You should have erased something. I'm about to erase something right now. I'm going to check my octets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This has 10 electrons. So I'm going to erase 2. I can erase any 2. I'm just going to erase these 2. I'm going to erase a pair. Now I'm going to check this nitrogen's octet. It also has 10 electrons, and I'm going to erase 2 electrons, and I'm just going to erase these 2 electrons over here. So now everyone has an octet, so that's fulfilled. So now I need to make sure if I only have 10 electrons in this picture. I got 12 electrons, so I'm getting warmer. So now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to keep following the steps. I'm going to make one bond in between them. And now I'm going to check my octets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This has 10 electrons. I'm going to erase 2. Now this has 8 electrons, the octet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This also has 10 electrons, so now I'm going to erase 2 more. So now this nitrogen has an octet. So both nitrogens have an octet. They are sharing 6 electrons in 3 bonds. Now I'm going to double check the total. So both of these are satisfied now. A total electron count and checking the octets. Students who have trouble with Lewis dot structures or new learners, they seem to try to skip steps or make multiple bonds at a time. When you're first learning out with these, just follow them slowly. It's not a race. Thank you.